Hi there. Thank you so much for visiting our website, and thank you for giving us a little bit of information. And here is that promised information. Okay. So Medicaid is a program that will help pay for long-term care. Actually, it pays about 80% of everyone's long-term care that is in a nursing home. Yeah, that's a huge statistic. What people don't understand, though, is that you truly don't have to spend everything to qualify for Medicaid. You do have to be under certain guidelines. However, you don't have to lose everything. So when we are doing a Medicaid plan, there are two types of clients we are working with. One is single and one is married. Let me talk about the married case first. Those are the most exciting, and honestly, those are the clients that come in and are most stressed because typically it is the spouse of a client coming in to see us because they've just been told that their loved one cannot come home from the hospital or nursing home, that they really need to be in a nursing home, and it's going to be $6,000 or $7,000 per month. Okay, that's horrible news. And as everybody knows or thinks they know, you have to be broke to qualify for Medicaid. And so this poor husband or wife comes in thinking that they've got to lose everything before they can get Medicaid to pay for their care. That is absolutely not the case. Okay, so very briefly, here's how the rules work. When one spouse goes in and one spouse does not, that starts the rules under Medicaid called the Spousal Protection Rules. There is a whole section of the Medicaid rules that allow us to protect assets for the spouse not in the nursing home. Okay? They've got to carry on. They've got house bills to pay for, they've got food to buy, utilities, gas. I mean, they've got to live. And so thankfully, Congress did put in some rules that allow us to protect the spouse not in the nursing home. So basically, the rules for Medicaid say that Medicaid is going to look at all of the assets owned by either spouse, okay? If you're married, they are going to look at everything. However, they do allow us to do some planning and do some transferring to get assets to the spouse not in the nursing home. So even though Medicaid does look at all of the assets, they consider non-countable assets, things that they generally do not look at, as your home, anything that is in your home, one vehicle, the most expensive vehicle or the one with the most equity, and any prepaid burial plan that you may have, as long as it is irrevocable. And also, sometimes what applies is if you do own land jointly with someone else, sometimes, not always, but sometimes that extra land owned with someone else is not going to be counted, and those rules are kind of funny, okay? So please call us and we can talk about that. But your home, your household furnishings, one vehicle, and prepaid burial come off the list. Everything else gets counted. So when that one spouse goes into the nursing home, we look at all of those other assets. Half go to one spouse, half go to the other spouse. Generally, okay? Again, this is legal stuff. It is somewhat complicated, but generally each spouse gets half. Now, I will tell you, if you have higher assets, then half maxes out about $130,000. Okay, so for example, if when one spouse goes into the nursing home, you have $200,000. At that amount, 100 goes to one spouse and 100 goes to the other spouse. If you're at $300,000, it's not 150 and 150. The spouse not in the nursing home maxes out at 130, which means 170 goes to the other spouse. Now, don't panic and don't leave me, but that 170 going to the spouse that is in the nursing home, something's got to be done with it, okay? Well, it's that something that we come into play with. The Medicaid rules do not require you to spend all of that money on the nursing home. Okay, they do not. I don't care what the people tell you, whoever you think knows their stuff and says you have to spend all of that money on the nursing home, they are incorrect. Okay, you can actually spend down, and that's called spend down, is getting from whatever that number is down to below $2,000. We can actually spend it on the spouse, not in the nursing home. So those non-countable assets, the home, household furnishings, a vehicle, and prepaid burial, we can actually use money from this spouse after they are in the nursing home and spend it on the other spouse. That's a great way to pay off a mortgage, fix a house, buy a new car, definitely get the burials paid for, replace washers and dryers. I mean, there's a lot of things you can do, okay? And even if we do all of that and there is some money left over, we can actually purchase a very specific Medicaid qualifying annuity that will then take the excess money and turn it into income to the spouse, not in the nursing home. So by going through this, we can protect estates of $400,000, $500,000, $600,000, not counting the home, household furnishings, vehicle, and burial. So not counting those, you have $500,000 or $600,000 in cash money. Many times we can protect almost all of that. And the Medicaid rules are there to allow us to do it. You just have to know what the rules are. And let me please say real quick, divorce is rarely the answer. So if your attorney is telling you the only way you can protect your assets once your spouse goes into the nursing home is divorce, absolutely get a second opinion, because that is rarely, if ever, the best answer. Okay? So you can see with a married couple, we can protect large sums of money and get everything to the spouse, not in the nursing home. Now, what about a single person? It's simpler and it's not quite as good, but it's still not horrible. As a general rule, a very general rule, with a single person, we can protect about half of everything that they have. And when I say protect it, I mean give it to whoever that you would want to give it to at the time of your death. And so if your estate plan, your last will and testament says you want to divide everything between your kids, we can actually do that once that single person goes into the nursing home. We can go through a process of getting those assets to those kids before you pass away and within the Medicaid rules. Now, I will tell you, if you are single and you are wanting that to be done, it is absolutely necessary that you have a power of attorney in place that allows the agent to do gifting. Most powers of attorney done by non-elder law attorneys will not allow gifting, and therefore, if your power of attorney does not allow the agent to give your assets away, what I just said about protecting half of your estate for your heirs can't be done. So it is crucial that you do a good, very comprehensive financial power of attorney, and that power of attorney must have unlimited gifting listed within the document. With that language in there, your family can come see us at Wilson Estate Planning Group, and we can work with that agent and we can protect it almost always half. It does vary on what your income is and how much the nursing home is, but as a general rule, it's half. And many times, if your income is high, we can protect sometimes 60 to 70% of your estate. You still go on Medicaid, you get the care that you need, and you don't lose everything. Okay? So know I've thrown a lot of things at you, but I just wanted to share some of the inside secrets that most attorneys don't understand, and that most nursing homes and even Arkansas Medicaid doesn't share with you how this works. But the attorneys at the Wilson Estate Planning Group and I will work with your family, and we can protect large sums of money if you have those powers of attorney in place and you come see us when the need arises. All right. I hope this helps. If you have any questions, please call the number listed below at the Wilson Estate Planning Group, and we would love to work with you. All right. Thanks.